Hey guys, welcome to a Kart 1v1 that I did with Fakebox. I wanted to do a bit of a post-match analysis just to see which things I did right, which things I did wrong. I still remember the score, but thanks to Fakebox for doing the 1v1 with me, and I'll see you guys at the races. Alright, so the first two cups actually went really well for me, so maybe I should have sped things up a little more over here. In terms of the actual driving, there wasn't really much to do because it's Luigi Circuit, and Luigi Circuit is all item luck. I sped up the videos just so you guys wouldn't have to deal with 40 minutes of, hey, we're, 40 minutes of 4 different cups. And, for the most part, my snaking wasn't exactly ideal. I know that I still have a lot of work to do when it comes to doing well in the Mushroom Cup. And for the most part, I kind of just played it safe. I decided to I tried to front run it in the second lap, and I decided, oh, maybe that's not going to work. So I decided to just put it down to item luck, and as you can see, Luigi Circuit is all item luck. I had a mushroom, but Fakebox had a red, so that's just how it turned out. And same thing with Moo Moo Meadows. It's kind of a front run track, but considering that it's a 1v1, you just gotta stay ahead. And as you can see, Fakebox had a triple red shells, which is kind of really deadly in this cup. And I think I ended up hitting him. Yeah, he ended up dodging quite a lot of them, and then I actually ended up bagging here, so that way I can aim for better items, because I knew I wouldn't get too big of a lead ahead of him, and if he had a blue shell, I knew I'd still be screwed, so I decided to just play it safe, wait for him to pull a fib, and just completely red him here. And I felt like that was a big enough lead to where I could just front run the rest of the track. My lines exactly weren't the most solid, but I was just aiming for staying ahead of Fakebox, and I hit him with a fib at the end, so it didn't really matter that I hit a bunch of dirt. Anyways, let's go on to Mushroom Gorge. I'm kind of just speeding through these really quickly. It's kind of sad that there's 16 races and there's so little time that you're given to talk about each thing. So yeah, he outlined me at the start kind of because I'm not used to snaking that much in Mushroom Gorge. I also almost fell off the track immediately, which, yikes, I really got to work on this track. I've never really worked on this track on karts, so I don't really know the best strategies. I kind of just did my own thing. I tried to snipe him, I failed. I think I hit him here, yeah, but I went on the outside route so that I can bag again. I ended up getting triple reds, which I was able to just hit him with, so. And after that, I think the rest of the track was just me front running Mushroom Gorge. This track really is very front runny if you can get a breakaway, but luckily I was able to get triple reds and red him while I still had the chance. I think he had triple reds, but a lot of them just didn't hit me. I held a fib back for way too longer than I should have, but not like it really mattered. I threw that backwards by accident. That's just a controller error or a controller issue. I am buying new Wiimotes, so I actually am currently trying to buy new Wiimotes, so that's a problem we can fix later. Okay, so Toad's Factory. Like I said, the first two cups I kind of just breezed by, so I didn't really have too much of a problem with it. Toad's Factory isn't exactly one of my strongest tracks, but I somehow managed to still stay ahead for the most part. I think, I backed him right there, so I had a sizable lead going into lap 2, if I'm correct. I didn't go for late cut. I don't even know how to do late cut properly with a bike, so it'd probably just be safer to just do what I'm doing right now. I don't know if that's the optimal strat for karts. I did hit a box there, but I did get a mushroom out of it, so it was okay. This section was really good for me because I had a Wild Wing, which has much tighter turning radius than Flame Flyer, and that's why I was able to get such a lead over him. And having two fibs on the that was annoying. Having two fibs on the ramp was just I feel like that was a little mean, but whatever. Yeah, like I said, Toad's Factory, if you can get ahead, you kind of just break away, so that's basically what I did for the entire match, and it was really unfair for a Flame Flyer user, and this ended up hitting me somehow. Luckily, I was able to just barely sneak by first place and get a 60, which meant 4-0. Okay, Mario Circuit. This is actually it's probably my weakest biking track, but it's actually my strongest karting track. I know I shouldn't be front running, and I messed up right there. Because I hit a patch of grass, I still gotta work on my lines. Because I'm still used to using a bike for this track, I think I remember saying, oh, I got a really good item, and Fakebox thought I had a blue, This is still just as good of an item though. Like if I can use this right here, yep, chain it and then just squish him at the right time. I think I hit him with my red shell, but no, I squished him because my red shell hit a Goomba. I thought I hit him with my red shell at first, but I guess I just saw him wrong. So yeah, since I hit a Mega, I kind of just screwed away Fake Box's race. The mushroom there didn't help either, and my computer froze for half a second. That's fine. Coconut Mall. I mean, we did the CCC here, the first ever Crazy Combo Challenge. So I wouldn't say I had the best lines, but I knew how to drive it at least. He had a shroom, he took the shortcut, that's fine. I have a shroom now, and I could just outline him. I could take the shroom. Forgot I hit a pillar because bumping is really weird. I still gotta get used to how to drive whenever I get bumped, just because that's one thing that I'm still not completely used to. But I mean, for the most part, like I knew the general lines of Kart, so you know I was still able to do like the good stuff for the most part, and I got a sizable lead over Fake Box just because the CCC lines really helped me out there. Like I may not be a 7K player or just a karter in general, but I still know karting lines semi-decent well, so I was able to do the karting strats semi-decently. I mean, again, I could have done these way better, but you know, Coconut Mall, if you just have good lines and just stay ahead and don't hit any traps like I almost did, then you just stay ahead all the time. And the fact that I just kept back spamming meant that Fake Box had to take less optimal lines than usual, which meant I just could break away, and that's what happened. AK Summit. All right, this one's a doozy. It's not really. If I remember correctly, one of us just kind of screwed the other one over, and the other person just kind of, nope. Still gotta work on that. I still don't know how to take the zippers correctly in general, which is why. Oh yeah, so Fake Box messed up the double, which meant I had a kind of sizable, not a sizable lead, but I had a lead, and I still gotta work on both the zipper parts because I'm still not used to them, which is why I had a 45 lap. Don't judge me. This is one of those karting tracks, or you see that's how you're supposed to do it, but I can't get it consistently. But it's a karting track, not a karting track. It's a track that's really good for karters, but I'm still not used to driving on it, which is kind of unfortunate. It's kind of like Waluigi Stadium. It's really if you use a kart, you can be just as competitive as a bike. Oh, I mean, almost at least, if you know the right lines. It's just I'm just not good at the lines. Also, I got double fib. Also, not getting sideways momentum is really hard, which is why I kind of just didn't go for the single on laps 2 and 3. I wanted to play it safe, and I had a big enough lead, and you know, I don't want to do anything crazy. I don't want to go for double on a kart. That would be kind of silly. And yeah, there's the blue. Wario's Gold Mine. All right, after this, I'm gonna take a break. Probably put a little intermission in between. I'm kidding. Who do you think I am? I don't have that kind of budget. I also need to put music in the background, but that's not my concern. What is my concern is the fact that a lot of 1v1s is item play, especially in the beginning, because you're so close together compared to later in the track, especially in like tracks like Wario's Gold Mine. It's very lines heavy, but I fell. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, Wario's Gold Mine. I guess I gotta work on my lines on this as well. I'm really used to playing this on bikes, so that's probably why. I had a blue, I felt kind of mean, so I decided to just throw it, and I ended up target blowing him by complete accident, and I'm really proud of that. Even though I fell off the track, I managed to target blue Fake Box, and that gave me about a quarter of a lap lead. He also blued me, but it wasn't a target blue, so it wasn't really as devastating. The rest of the track is just me trying to front run and running into things and not driving so well. Again, this is one of my weaker tracks just because I never played this on kart, so I wouldn't know the lines. You know, if I'm on kart, I'm always going to pick DK Mountain, I'm always going to pick Coconut Mall, I'm always going to pick Mario Circuit. That's not a good example, but you know, the fact that I was just able to front run this, pretty solid, pretty solid. I'm gonna be real with you guys, my mouth is kind of tired after talking over the first 2 cups where I just kind of dominated, ended up getting 8-0 after the first 2 cups. This is where it kind of just all falls down. So I had a really good start, I ended up squishing Waluigi, and I had a good lead. I decided to go Honeycoop because I'm supposed to be a Honeycoop main, I'm supposed to represent my boys, and the sad part is, this was the worst track to pick Honeycoop in. I ended up picking a beam just because Honeycoop lines are, I wouldn't say they're different, they're really similar, it's just I'm really bad at Honeycoop for some reason. compared to Wild Wing. You know, Wild Wing is just a cheat card when it comes to carts. I kept hitting walls, yep, and he kind of just took the lead, and I decided to wait, and try to red at him, and I think I hit him, right? Yeah, I did. And then I'm taking the lead. That red ended up hitting him, and I thought, oh, you know, this is going to be really good. I'm taking the lead, I'm going to be just fine. I ended up hitting 2 bananas because I decided to be very lazy, and I ended up losing the lead, and that cost me. That was FakeBox's first win, and he was about to have 3 more. After I 60'd him twice, he ended up 60'ing me, which I do not feel proud about, especially considering that Koopa Cape is a karting track. So I decided to go wide, trying to get a box, and that ended up screwing the entire race. I'm actually going to delete this whole race just because there's nothing to see here. Like, I just fell once, and I just could never catch up. Let me just, Alright, and now we're at the end of the race. I got a TC, but it didn't matter, because I was already about half a lap behind just for falling off once and not having the most optimal lines. And Flameflower was better on Koopa Cape anyways. So yeah, onto Maple Treeway. Did my best not to hit that green. I actually had to slow down so I wouldn't hit anything. And I actually had a really good start. This was a really good starting section. And for the most part, my driving wasn't all that terrible if I remember. I think I decided to take an item just so I can try going for something. And I completely forgot that the walls of Maple Treeway screw you over, and I didn't get the boost, so I ended up being this far behind into lap 2, which in Maple Treeway, it's very hard to catch up. So, and I hit a wall trying to take the shortcut. It was just really embarrassing. I had a really strong showing in the beginning of lap 1, and then I ended up just not having good lines in lap 2, and that ended up really costing me. I missed a boost panel there. I went for the items because when you're in second, you have to go for an item. I ended up just hitting every item that the FakeBox backed. It's just, this is an example of how not to race in a 1v1. It's like I was just completely out of my element. I just completely wasn't focused at all, and I just kept hitting everything. This is a race that you can look at and say, oh, I can do better on. There was an input error right there. I actually meant to drift left, and it drifted right. I'm getting new emotes, like I said. Those kind of input failures really shouldn't be popping up, but they did start to pop up here, so I didn't really have a choice. And I fell off there on purpose, just because I knew I was going to lose anyways. Grumble Volcano. Okay, so if I was on any vehicle, any cart that was faster, well, okay, not faster, but if I was more comfortable on than Honeycoop, I would have went for Lava Respawn. Unfortunately, I'm more comfortable doing Lava Respawn on Flame Flyer or the Wild Wing, so I decided to just take this route. I think I ended up slowing FakeBox if I'm correct. No, he ended up taking the lead. I ended up getting triple mushrooms, and him hitting me was really costly, but I kind of just had to get it just because, and he ended up making me use my triple mushies just so I can, because I feel like it was a little cheap. Oh, that's where I slowed him. But I felt cheap if I beat him just by a Lava Respawn, and I wasn't really comfortable going for it anyway, so I decided to wait. He had a really good snipe there. I threw that forward by accident. I was really hoping that he wouldn't notice, and I don't think he did. Banana, yeah, everything from here is just kind of standard. I ended up taking the regular path. I don't remember how he beat me. I think he had triple mushies, that's why. He had triple mushrooms just like me, and he ended up just taking the lead. I couldn't snipe him, and he ended up 60ing me, which is quite unfortunate on my part. Yeah, I had to step it up in the Special Cup. I decided to stick with the Honeycoop, but I think I switched to Waluigi. I was using me before, but I decided to go with Waluigi. He had a really good snipe there out of nowhere, but it meant that I still had a mushroom going into the cave section. I ended up using it just because I hit a wall, and I'm really bad at dry ruins. It's not one of the best karting tracks, let's just say that. And I ended up. You're not supposed to trick on the first one, I know, but I had to do it just because. I just didn't know what I was doing half the time, and I was really playing like a noob, but who cares? I mean, I'm pretty sure. No, I actually don't remember who got first in this track. I mean, for the most part, I was just front running, I was just doing my thing, and I had semi-decent lines, but I could kind of tell that FakeBox knew this track better than I did, so I had to just do my best to stay in front of him at all times. Like, for the most part, my driving was really good. I don't think I made any major mistakes. I did this, he took the lead from that, and I tried to snipe him, I missed. That mushroom really helped him. That didn't help me at all, just the fact that I was stuck there, and that really screwed me over. I didn't realize that I completely forgot about that. The bats just kind of pushed me into the sand, and since I had a shroom and he had a shroom, I would have been able to do shortcut and beat him by outlining him, but alas, it didn't work out. Now this after that, the score was, what is it? Well, because he 4-0'd me, yeah, it would have been 8-4 and then 9-4. I don't know. There wasn't really anything much of a note in Moonview Highway either. It's one of my best tracks while I'm on a bike, so it naturally was one of my best tracks while I was on a kart too. I didn't exactly have the best lines. I had to play really safe just to make sure I could stay ahead of him. But, you know, I pulled out a bunch of MTs. I was able to not really trap him. I was able to just slow him down as much as possible. And as you can see in the mini-map, I was already a quarter lap ahead. By the time I was going to third lap, I hit the truck by accident. That's my fault. I keep forgetting how weird the hitboxes on the milk trucks are, so I gotta be careful about that next time. That section was really risky for me because I ended up almost getting squished, so I had to go outside the car on the bridge section, which on a kart is really not tough to do, but it's really risky. So I was able to tie it back up in this GP. All right, Bowser's Castle. Oh my gosh, Bowser's Castle. So, Bowser's Castle is not nice at all. So I decided to just hold my green back because he didn't get an item, and I knew that if I just held my green back, I'd be able to slow on him, and which I exactly did. This was like just mind games at its finest. So I decided to just, you know, spam back items. I did not the rail cut, but the inside path, and decided to just completely cut him off for next lap, which I wasn't going to take anyways because I've learned that that path is not exactly good for me on I'm not really good at that path on kart. So I knew leaving a banana there would really be good, and same with that fib, because he always has to take specific lines. So, you know, because Flame Flyer can only drift so much. So it kind of gave me a really big advantage. I was just able to kind of just tear away at this track while I just kept trapping him. I feel kind of bad for Fakebox. I know that he's a flame main, but, you know, I kind of just did him dirty there. I think I put another banana here-ish. Yeah, right there. Again, if you're someone as big as Flame Flyer, you're not going to be able to dodge items like that. So, you know, I kind of just screwed him over from the start. He wasn't that far behind either. I'm pretty sure he would have outlined me. It's just I had the better item usage overall, and he couldn't really get a blue out. So, you know, a blue shell out. So I ended up just front running the whole race. Really fortunate for me. Just really unfortunate for Fakebox. Rainbow Road. Kart has world record on this track, but I suck at this track. It's really weird. I didn't want to get bumped off, so I let him have the lead, which kind of just gave me triple mushrooms by complete accident, which I don't know how that happened, but I decided to just take the lead from that, and I messed up there. I think, yeah, Fakebox fell off, and I ended up slowing down just so I wouldn't fall off, because if I fell off, then I would have been a few seconds behind him. I didn't end up hitting him with that fib, just remember the fib. Gosh, it's so hard to talk with everything being 2 times speed. For the most part, because Fakebox fell, I had a couple seconds lead ahead of him, and I ended up just trying to back everything that I could and just front running everything as best as I could. Yeah, I did end up taking the right path. I don't think that was the optimal way to do it, but it was a safe route, so that's all that matters. Yeah, that's the fib that I threw, and I almost hit myself with it because I had the same lines. Fakebox also had a fib, as you already saw, but that was way too far out for me to hit. Now, 56th lap. Just a little recommendation, since this is the last race. If you're ever in last and you're only getting bananas, just try to trap a bunch of spots that your opponent isn't expecting, because they're expecting them to have all the bananas. But if they see a banana that they didn't place, then it's gonna catch them off guard, and you might be able to slow them down bit by bit. Now, if you did enjoy this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I do believe, actually, I'm gonna pause the video real quick. Okay, if I am remembering correctly, the score was 11-5, so that's going to be the score going into the retros. If you like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and be on the lookout for the retro tracks. I will be doing the similar commentary for them as well. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace.